I would say he is right about the two personas. And I think that everybody understands this on some level. On my show, I make jokes and I use rhetoric and I'm hyperbolic because for a long time I had an audience that was small on these like dissident platforms. I was on D Live for many years. A lot of people don't even know what that is. And so I had a small following and we had sort of like an in-group sense of humor and memes and things like that. And you talk about it one way on a freewheeling live stream when I'm by myself and I'm ranting and we make jokes and we play devil's advocate. We play with different positions. But then when you sit down in an interview like this one and people ask me a good faith question, what do you actually believe? Well, then I clarify and I say, well, here I'm not joking. Here I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being rhetorical. I'll tell you precisely what I believe. As far as this idea that I'm going to get power and then turn into Hitler, that just sounds totally insane to me. I'll be honest. It just sounds insane.
You're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
But all of them?
No, for the most part.
What does the most part mean? What percentage of American blacks would you like to see in prison?
Whatever the percentages of the murderers. I think it's 1 in 20 black men will commit a murder in their lifetime. So maybe let's say that, 5%.
Oh, so you're talking about black people who murder people?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you didn't say that.
That's
you just said
problem.
blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. You didn't clarify that you were talking about black murderers.
Right. No, you're right. That's a good addition to that. That's a great point.
Do you think it's funny or?
I do. I think it's hilarious. I think it's totally true.
Do you think a black American would find it funny? You think that blacks should be imprisoned for the most part?
Blacks are my biggest fans. I get high fives all the time. They say, Nick Fuentes, I love your show. They agree with me. And you want to know why? Here's the difference. Black people are the most victimized by other black people. You think black people want to live in the hood and the ghetto and get shot all the time? That's what happens in the south side of Chicago. You should come here. I'll take you there. We could go to Garfield Park.
My son went to Chicago
Inglewood.
University for a year, actually, several years ago.
Yeah, that's a bubble. That's a bubble. You think you're in Chicago and Hyde Park? You don't know Chicago. Go a little bit west, see what it's like over there. And I'll tell you, black people agree with me because they're tired of it too. And maybe not most of them, but a lot of them agree with what I say about that because they know how it is. That's why the first thing they do when they make a little bit of money is they go and leave to another neighborhood.
Okay, so what was...
I'm gonna take a pause on the facts, guys.
I mean,
that's a fact.
If you're asking me, do I think that people that kill people need to go to jail? I think that's an undeniable fact.
For sure.
I think that a lot of the crime against other black people that comes from black people is a problem. We've said that on this channel 100 times.
2 + 2.
I mean, it's like I can't. It's like I'm not going to be offended at something that I've also said.
Now, Pierce. He just said, "Oh, I went to Chicago University." That's the problem.
Said my son did.
Well, whatever. A lot of these liberals. I'm not gonna say Pierce is liberal. I don't know what he is, but a lot of people that try to sugarcoat what's going on in the black community and in the hood have never been to the hood and they have never been around black people enough to know what black people do here. So.
I mean, we just watched a video of a birthday party getting shot up. I mean, these are the type of people and type of things that happen in the hood. I mean, it may not happen at the rate people try to deny it, but the fact that it happens is enough to make these type of comments. I think those people need to go to jail. I've said that on this channel too. I've said that the crime that black people commit against other black people is a problem. We talk about that on this channel all the time. We get accused of being coons,
2 + 2.
sellouts, tap dancing for white. So it's like, bro, I'm a black person. I see crimes committed against people that look like me by people that look like me. I take issue with it. It doesn't matter who agrees with me. It's a problem.
These conservative ideologies are 2 + 2. Now
it's really not even a conservative ideology. I really just feel like that's just a factual ideology. If you kill people, you should go to jail.
Period.
That's what jail is for.
But real quick though, conservative liberals are literally letting people out that commit.
Yeah, that's facts. It is a conservative talking point as well. But the fact that so if the stat is correct, 1 out of 20.
Okay, Pierce is gonna say that's not correct, but let's
look it up real quick.
Well, Pierce, let's hear what Pierce says. Let's look it up real quick. His rebuttal is a liberal rebuttal to me. Let's hear what he says. But yeah, you can look it up if you want to, because he said they got people on the show fact checking right now. But either way, it doesn't have to be fact checked to me. We see day to day. I'm black. I'm around black people all the time.
It's interesting. People make comments on us like, "Oh, you guys don't be in the hood. Y'all don't be around black people. Y'all hate black people." No, we don't.
They don't.
Literally am black. All my friends are black. I'm a black guy. I mean, like what?
Yeah, it said the one under 20 stat. Not Pierce. Nick said that he got that from somewhere. Maybe it's wrong or right. Maybe it's right or wrong. Who knows? But we know what we see day to day.
This is that, according to Grog, that stat isn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm just gonna keep it 100. If you kill people, you should go to jail. It doesn't matter what race you are.
I feel like we honestly shouldn't even be saying that on the freaking mic.
I just think that's just a factual statement.
Let's hear what Pierce has to say.
That's why the first thing they do when they make a little bit of money is they go and leave to another neighborhood.
Okay, so what was just
around.
remind me again, the percentage of black men who commit murder in America. What was the percentage you gave me?
It's 1 in 20. 1 in 20.
It's 1 in 100.
No, it's 1 in 20.
No. Less than 1 in 100 black US men commit murder. That's the most up-to-date crime statistics in America.
That's not true. I've seen other statistics. They say 1 in 20 will eventually commit a murder.
So your rate means that you're saying that 5 times as many black men commit murder as the official crime statistics say.
Yeah, there's a report, I believe, on X by Data Hazard. I'll have to go and double check that for you. But yes, there's some pretty shocking evidence that says that it's far more alarming than you would think.
Okay, but you would accept that the official crime statistics are 1 in 100.
No, let's check it. We do need to check it.
I don't care about the stat at all. I don't care about the stat at all.
I care about stats and facts and speaking the truth.
Well, I mean,
he said Data Hazard.
Look, at the end of the day, we know what the hell going on. Everybody gets stats wrong every day.
Well, here's a black male violent death rate. It says in 2022, out of 100,000 black males, 56.4% died by homicide.
Right. So, but the stat that I do always look up, and I've checked like 3 or 4 times on different websites and everything, black men are responsible in America for 56% of every single murder committed. That is a stat that is concrete that you can look up that I'm very confident in.
What'd you say?
Black men are responsible for 56% of all murders in the U.S.
Let's let them continue, guys. But let's forget the stats. Let's just fact check it. Let's forget the stats. Do y'all want to live in the hood and do y'all want to go to the hood?
We know the answer.
No, why not? So that's all.
No, we're not arguing that. Hold on, brother. Because that's like hold on. We're not arguing the contrary at all. We know what side we're on with this argument, but it's just for the sake of the argument. So that when the other side tries to push back, you have numbers and facts to back up what you are saying.
But
it says right here for FBI crime statistics, 55.9% of known homicide offenders were men and women. They're black.
That's that you can find everywhere.
That's on the FBI crime report.
So you know that 6%.
Hold on, but how I move around black people? Oh, the stats says it. No, that's not how.
That's called anecdotal data.
We're not doing that. We're not. Nobody's saying, oh, the stats says that. No, we're going off of how we feel and what's happening day to day. Point blank. Period. That's why I don't want to go off no more stats. That's why I didn't like that argument. The stats argument doesn't matter. Pierce, would you go there? Pierce, would you go there? No. Would you watching this video go there? No. So we don't think about stats when we're going off day-to-day life.
I like to speak the truth. I like to use data to make
you
my
are
points.
thinking about stats because at 56%.
You don't think about that when you see, like he said at the baseball park example, when you come out the baseball park and see a bunch of black people sitting there and Nike takes some pooch ices, you gonna think about the stat then?
Yes, I'm gonna think about black people are more likely to kill, statistically speaking.
I think we gonna think about that because we know what we see day to day.
It's both true. We know it's true. At the end of the day, that's not an argument.
So I don't like that stat argument, but I mean, hey, let's go.
I want to double check that for you. But yes, there's some pretty shocking evidence that says that it's far more alarming than you would think.
Okay, but you would accept that the official crime statistics are 1 in 100? Or you wouldn't accept that statistic?
I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but I've seen other evidence. Like I said, Data Hazard on X, I believe, produced a report about a year ago. It said 1 in 20. But, I mean, whether it's 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, that's a lot of people, Piers. I mean, this is a lot of white
people commit murder too.
That's what I don't like.
Well, they do, don't they?
Okay, but it's about proportionality. I mean, white people are 65% of the population. Blacks are 13%. And I think anybody would tell you that more black people proportionally commit violent crime than white people, and people vote with their feet. People would rather pay a much higher property tax.
Most mass
What's with the
shootings-
interruptions?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, you look at in Chicago, in New York, these neighborhoods are so stratified. People would rather pay a high tax rate. They'd rather pay a much higher property value to live in a less diverse, less black neighborhood because they don't want to live around the violence. And I think that when you look at even on the public transit, the subway, the blue line, you know, people don't want to go there because they know who occupies and menaces the public transit. It is these people like Daniel Penny had to deal with. It's people like Irina Zarutska had to deal with. And that's just the uncomfortable reality.
You've also said you don't want to live near black people. Let's take a listen to this clip.
Like, you
I'm
won't
a new
pierce.
generation of white person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. You know, I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to me.
Okay. All right. Okay. We know what he's finna say.
Yeah.
And this is where I'll be like, okay, Nick, I mean, you have your right to your opinion. I don't agree with the opinion. Probably nobody in here does. I know nobody agrees with that opinion. You probably don't agree with that opinion. That's where we stop it at.
Person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. You know, I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it couldn't be clearer, really, unless you want to say that's another of your jokes. But you're basically saying, yeah, I'm a racist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with saying you're a racist?
Totally. I think everybody's racist. I think everybody, if we're being honest, is racist. I think everybody, the only people that aren't racist or pretend not to be are white people to their detriment. Everybody else is racist.
But earlier in the interview, you got aggrieved at the idea that your father was a racist. You wanted to make emphatically
because
sure
my father's...
He's not.
Because my father doesn't share my same views on that.
So he's the exception to the everyone's a racist.
Well, everybody's a little bit racist. You're right. So maybe everybody. The difference is you're attacking my father. You know, he could get fired from his job.
I'm not attacking your father.
You are.
No, I'm not. I don't know your father. And to be clear, I have no knowledge about him at all.
Well, then let's leave him out of it. Let's leave him out of it if you don't know him.
Hang on, Nick. Look, you've admitted you're a racist, correct?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Own it.
Okay, that's fine. You're perfectly entitled in a free democratic society to stay.
Okay.
I mean, I believe we've admitted that he is a racist. I mean, I've said on here before that he has
And
racist
I said he
opinions.
wasn't, so I'm wrong.
No,
I said that he was.
I mean, I said that he had racist opinions. You don't have racist opinions if you're not a racist.
I said he
Are you-
was.
are you
I said he
racist?
was.
This ain't about me.
Is you racist?
No, it's
At
not
times.
about me.
At times.
Are you racist?
At times. Are
I'm
you
racist too, man.
Black people
All
are
right,
racist
I'm
at
not,
times.
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, well,
Because
I'm not a,
just don't admit it then on the mic. That's how I feel, man.
He is, guys.
no.
He is.
No.
Nick's right. Everybody's racist at
But
times.
you can be racist
No.
towards white people and black. Like you can be racist towards Mexicans. You know.
I don't hate anybody because
I think
of their
that
race.
everyone. Yeah. Okay. I think.
If there's a reason I dislike someone, it's because of their behavior or something that they're doing that's detrimental to me. I would never just look at someone and say, "Hey, I don't like you because you're that race, you're
But
that color." I
would
wouldn't
you not
say
go to
that.
a
I
certain
agree.
place or a certain
Gathering.
gathering because of a certain group of people there if you see that certain group of
Because-
people wearing a certain type of thing and I don't know, having a certain type of
See, I wouldn't think that would be racist.
What does that go back to what I said? I wouldn't
I
go.
would
I
be
wouldn't go to a certain place because a certain type of people that would exhibit a certain behavior that I don't want to be around. Would that makes me a racist?
yeah.
No. Because no.
What?
No.
That's
Hold
a logical thing.
on.
Hey, I don't
Hold
like the
on.
way those guys act, so I'm not going to hang out over there.
Hold on, real quick. It's not racist.
Wow.
Because it's not the race that's the problem.
Yeah,
it's the behavior.
it is. It's
Hold
the
on.
behavior.
Because why don't we feel that way about the BCF? Hold on, bro. We go to the BCF. We can go to anything that's, educate the golf course, an all black golf event, something like that. I'm
Church.
fine with.
I go to
all
a black church.
because these things the type of black people that you're gonna get there are not going to be. Remember, there are two different races
It's
of
the
black
behavior.
people. You have black people who are normal, regularly functioning black people. Then you have ninjas,
You could
and the
say that.
ninjas are the difference.
You could say that.
Nobody wants to be around ninja
We're
behavior
not
because
talking
it is
about
dangerous.
black people because of their black skin. We're talking about behavior. Every time I get on here and I make a negative comment or I go hard on somebody, it's because of the behavior
Hold on.
they're exhibiting. It's not because they're a certain.
We can say the same thing about white people, though. You won't go to the most racist town in America. Why?
Because of their behavior.
Okay. So it's equal. But you can go to some white places and you go, I'm fine.
But
so
some
it's the
black
same
places-
thing.
but
some
what does
black
that have to
places-
do?
So it's the same
But
thing.
that's not a
That's
race
our
thing.
point. That's not racist then.
That's not a race thing.
That's-
It's because of the
but I mean-
behavior they exhibit. If a wolf tell you he a wolf, why would you go around a wolf and get mad that you got bit?
I feel like, I mean,
I don't want to go around wolves because wolves bite. Oh, there's wolves over there. I'm not going over there. There are wolves over there. I'm not going over there. That doesn't make you a racist.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
man.
just like, yeah.
but they're saying that his comments after the ballpark, I see a group of 5 black guys.
He's
Why
saying,
don't I go over there?
did you hear what he said?
Depends on how
Because
they
they're
look.
black. He's not going over there because they're black. Their race is the reason why he's avoiding them. That's racist.
Well,
I'm not
and
avoiding
I-
people
but look,
because of
look,
their race.
and
I will avoid people because if I see a
But you're
group
black.
of young men
Come
over
on.
there being rowdy and loud with ski masks on, they're exhibiting a behavior
But you
that I don't want to be around.
But you know, your life experiences are different than a regular white person's life experiences.
I don't know
right?
what point you're trying to make here.
The point I'm trying to make is, if I'm white and I see some black people after, I don't know, late at night, I don't know what type of black people these are because I'm not around the black people. So my assumption is, let's just stay away. You know what type of black people you're dealing with.
But I think that's
When
more
this guy's
prejudice.
walking past, how does he look?
But I think that's not-
How does he
I think
look?
that's
They
prejudice.
don't know how he looks. We do.
That's
Put
prejudice.
yourself in their position and not in our position.
I think it's the difference between prejudice and racism. I think racism is you inherently
So
don't
is that
like
not a fact
another
what I
race.
just said?
It is a fact. It is a fact. But that's prejudice. That's my point. It's just like, okay, you're prejudging
So we
them
can't call them
based
racist
on
for thinking
certain
that, though.
things.
We can't call them
So I
racist
think
for thinking
everyone, I wouldn't say everyone is racist, but everyone does have prejudice.
And that's what we have been caught into now saying it's racist.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So everybody does have a little bit of it.
Prejudice.
It's based off their life
Everyone has
experiences.
prejudice. Like you know, if you go around a bunch of Mexicans, you might assume one of them, you know, can cook tacos. But does that make you a racist? No,
No.
that's just a prejudge. You know, based on.
So
things.
saying black people are violent, what is wrong with
There's nothing wrong with that because statistics show that it's
so
true.
Let's stop calling people racist for saying it. That's
We
what
don't know.
I'm saying.
But we say he racist because he said I am racist.
I think when he says, yes, I am racist. I mean, if somebody
It's just
come up to me and
because-
say, are you racist, bro? Yeah. I'm just gonna. I can admit it. Some people just don't want to admit that. I mean, if that's what you're saying,
We're not
that's
racist. We're
I mean,
prejudice.
I'm not liking. I don't
have
dislike people
prejudices.
based on their skin color.
I don't think a lot of people. Some
Bro,
people
I
do.
just told you, if you're exhibiting a certain behavior
Okay.
that I deem as negative and I don't want to go around it, I don't think that makes me a racist.
Not
I think
liking
that makes
someone,
me-
all of these people, because of their skin color, that is racist.
Correct.
Yes.
I do not think that Nick does that.
I think he does that all the time.
And I think that he said at the beginning, I have black friends.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you're not racist. You have black friends. Stop it
he
right
just
there.
openly admitted that he's a racist. I'm
And
not
I
going
do
to
too.
defend
And I
him.
do too.
I'm not going to
And I
defend
do
him.
too. So what are we saying here?
But
He
you
has
almost,
black friends,
you
and
almost,
he-
you
if he
almost
goes-
defending his views. I'm not on here to defend his views personally.
I am personally.
I think he's a grown man. He can defend his own views.
I'm not- I'm just
If he
saying, though,
says something
as a
that
black
I agree
person-
with, I'll say, hey,
Like
I
he
agree
said-
with that.
Like you said, black people defend them all the time. I guess I'm one of them that's defending them.
I think
Just
that he
100.
has points, but you don't have to agree with every point.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
mean,
bring.
I'm
Oh, I don't
not-
want you to bring a black. Okay, look, that's what's racist. Don't say, oh, I'm not gonna bring.
Bro,
Okay.
he's racist. He
So-
said it.
but
He
he
said it.
I got
He's
black
a
friends.
self-admitted racist.
I don't know.
There's
man.
no reason to defend
Also,
him.
the reason I also said that he was racist is because of the JD Vance comment, how he called his
But guess
family
what, though?
disgusting.
Guess what? That was wrong.
That's
I mean, I wouldn't
Brother.
be mad if my daughter brought a white guy home, but do I personally want that? No.
I-
I'm not
I
mad at
would-
that
I-
comment.
why would-
I would
but
hang
why
around
do you
a white
care?
boy that tells me that.
Why do you care, though?
I mean, it's just like.
Why would you care? If it was a good dude, why would you care?
I mean,
If he was a good dude, why would you care? He was treating your daughter
But
right.
I'm just saying.
Because based on all your arguments, is there a better chance that he's gonna treat her right or one of your fellow brothers?
the white boy might treat her better.
So why wouldn't you
But
want
I don't
someone
know.
who's
Though. You never know. Though. You never know the
You
situation.
do never know, but I'm just saying, why do you care? You should not
I don't
care about
I
the
shouldn't
race.
care. I shouldn't care. But I would.
You should
I'm
only care
saying,
about how they treat
If
them.
a white boy tells me this, that I hang around, I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm not mad at you for that. Let her bring a white boy home. I'm not mad at you for that. I listen to that. We listen to Charleston White all the time.
No, and my also point.
He said, I don't want no black boy slanging no big black meat inside my daughter.
Stop.
He
bro.
said it.
Stop saying that.
Did he not say that?
Yes, he did say that. Stop saying that.
Oh,
But
that's
what I will say though, bro, you just threw my train of thought off with that. Hold on, bro. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. Okay. I actually noticed this a long time ago before we were even doing YouTube or anything. I noticed that also a lot of black people will be like, my mom said, you better not bring no white girl home, you know?
Everybody
and
got
that's
a little
okay. So
Everybody got it.
if that's okay, then the other, you know, you got to say, but I said that's not okay.
Exactly.
I said that's not okay to say that. So it's not okay for black people or white people to say that. That's why I don't
So
agree with
I grow
Nick.
up and my mother says something like this, and then I see Nick and say, "Oh, he's racist."
Yeah,
That is the most liberal pussy
You
shit I've ever heard in my
can't
life.
say
Stop
that
being
one.
pussy out there,
You
world.
can't say one is
Please.
racist and one is not racist.
Fuck.
You either got to be all content or
'Cause
the
you know what?
character or.
That is literally IQ. If you can't make that correlation, my mother says this, but then he says it. That is you're fucking stupid. And I don't know, man. You're just dumb.
Down the barrel of his camera and tell me you're a racist. People can judge you accordingly. Many
I know.
people,
That's why I think
many
nobly
people
just
who have
like,
assumed
look.
that you're racist
guess
will
I
now
am.
have heard it from your own lips.
I
That's
am too.
fine.
There you go.
That's the point. The point of this interview is to go over the things you've said, which have led people to reach conclusions about you, and to ascertain whether those conclusions are fair and reasonable or not. That's it.
Thank
so I want
you.
to play you another clip. This is what you talk
Yeah.
about why white people are justified in being racist. Let's take a listen to this.
First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them.
I'd do it.
That's
You
not.
stand
That's
by that?
racist.
Absolutely.
That's a racist statement.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
You know what, Brandon? Just go ahead and pack your shit, brother. Just go ahead and pack your shit, bro. There ain't no freaking racist statement.
That is racist.
No, it's literally
He
not.
just said it's justified to avoid a certain race
I
of
see
people.
the KKK. I want to avoid them.
Okay,
It's the same
you're avoiding the
thing.
KKK because of their self-admitted beliefs.
Exactly.
They're wolves. Wolves
So I
bite.
get a lot of niggas. I just want to kill.
So you think all black people want to kill? You want to kill? You want to kill? You want to kill? You want to kill? What the hell are you saying?
If I fit on, I put that black Nike tat on, and one of them walk around the other way. I'm not mad at you, brother. The hell, it's the same shit.
I'm just keeping it 100. You just said the KKK
I
who are
look, guys,
self-admitted
I
racist.
walk through life fair. I look at all mine. I just look at everything fairly.
I'm just saying.
got all rights to
I'm just
prejudge
saying.
me, brother.
He just said you're justified in avoiding a group
Hey.
of people because of their race. That's
You
a
spider
racist
head
statement.
boy. They got all rights to judge you.
All
They
right.
don't know you of the Cartier family. They got all rights to judge you, bro.
All right, bro.
No,
mean,
but
you
hold
never
on,
know.
no.
I'm
Hold
just
on.
saying, like, I'm just keeping it 100.
That's not a
Like,
racist
I'm just gonna
statement,
make a
bro.
factual statement.
That's not a racist statement, bro. That's not a racist statement.
Avoiding someone for their skin color is racist.
No, I think when you blatantly say,
If you're
he cannot
avoiding-
walk through this door in my home because he's black, then you're like, okay, that's a little racist.
What?
That's racist. That's when it's like
That's
racist.
literally along
But
the
it's
same
just-
lines as what he said.
Nah, I can avoid niggas. I avoid niggas.
No, you
And
don't.
No, you
I
don't.
No,
avoid-
you literally
hold on.
do
When
not.
I know what type of black people I'm around.
No,
they
you
don't.
literally do not.
They don't.
So last Saturday,
Oh yeah, okay, but I know my chances there. I know my chances. where
chances
I'm
are
at.
pretty good there.
Okay, well yeah, I'm taking them chances. But why is it even chances? They don't want to be around chances. That's all he's saying, brother. Let them go, man, so we can get out of here. We're not doing no more reality.
So white people should go out of their way to avoid black people
Yes.
when they see them.
Absolutely. They would be wise
Why?
It would be.
Wow.
because it's a lose-lose proposition. If you're Irina Zarutska and you don't walk the other way, you get stabbed to death and you die. If you're somebody else and you walk on the subway and you stand near a black person or something, maybe it's fine. It's a lose-lose proposition. So no, I think that white people have been beaten into submission, that we're afraid to tell the truth
finna cook
about
right
it. And
now,
the
y'all.
truth is that when you go into these major cities like New York or Chicago, I believe she was in North Carolina, there is a menace, which is young, black, adolescent men. They're extremely violent. And we have been told that we have to pretend like they are every other person. We have to be colorblind to that. And we're supposed to go and be in the midst of all this danger. And I think that at this point, it's gotten out of control. You look at the BLM movement, they said that the reason that black people are violent, or the reason there's crime, is because of police brutality, or redlining, or all these other things. They said we need to get rid of the police. We need to defund them. And a lot of cities did. A lot of cities like Chicago, for example, the police changed the rules of engagement. They don't chase them. It's not a felony if you steal a certain amount of merchandise. They won't chase them on foot. And now the city's totally up for grabs. And now, whether you're in the Gold Coast or whether you're on the Mag Mile or you're in the worst neighborhoods in the city, You might get shot, you might get mugged, someone might run up on you. And I tell my followers, it is better to be perceived as racist or racist and walk the other way and maybe keep your life than to say, I'm a good anti-racist. I don't mind that this person's making me uncomfortable. Maybe he's looking a little froggy. I'm going to sit down because I'm a good person and get stabbed, mugged, whatever. And by the way, this is a strategy. They call it the friendly stranger. There's a crew of them. They do this in Chicago. They stand outside bars, black people. They approach strangers. It's a robbery crew. And they pretend to be a friendly stranger, and then they mug them. And stupid white people say, oh, hi, yeah, nice to meet you. You know, they grin, they laugh, they put up with the nonsense, and then they get mugged, or worse. Sometimes they get executed. And so as a white person,
how do you feel about mass shootings at school?
This is the last point I'm gonna let them say.
I think they're bad.
Who do you think commits the vast majority of the mass shootings?
I'm sure it's
schools?
white people.
Right. So how do you feel about that?
The reason I'm gonna let this point ride, because this is every liberal, every black person I talk to about this. This is the point that they bring up. We gonna see. Let's go.
I think that white people do more antisocial violence. I think black people participate in more gang violence. I think that's the difference.
What's the difference to the victims?
There's no difference to the victim, but it's a different kind of crime. And it's a different proportion also. Do you know what percentage of white people are school shooters?
I know that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools in America this century were perpetrated by young white men. And I'm just
what proportion
I'm curious. I'm curious whether your advice would be to people who have kids in these schools.
Is my mic working?
Should they
what proportion?
Should they avoid white people at school? Should people with the kids at school avoid young white men at school?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what per capita means? Do you know proportionality? There are more black people proportionally that engage in violent crime or are involved in gangs, especially in these major cities, than there are white people that are school shooters compared to the entire white population. And everybody understands that.
Two-thirds of mass shootings at school perpetrated by white people.
But what proportion of white men commit school shootings? That's the question.
Why he won't answer that?
Because it's a dumbass point. It's the dumbest freaking point of all time.
I want to hear him answer it.
He can't. He's not going to answer.
I just want to see him.
He's not going to answer.
60 to 65% of school shootings by white people.
You're telling me what proportion of school shootings are committed by white people. I'm saying what proportion of white people have committed school shootings. Are you playing dumb or are you just not that smart?
What difference does that make to the children lying dead on the ground?
See, now you want to jump on the victims. The difference is you're asking, would you fear white people or black people? And that's the difference. The difference is
what I'm saying to you is by your logic, if we now have agreed that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools are committed by white people and predominantly young white men, then presumably your advice would be to avoid.
Oh my, this is why this is stupid. I'm not even going to let him answer because he's not going to answer. This is why it's stupid. Pierce kids, do they go to a black or a white school? So is he going to tell them to avoid all the white friends he has at the school? No. But what would he tell them if they went to a black school? He ain't going to tell them nothing because they're not going. You know why? You know why they're not going? Okay then, that's why this shit's stupid, bro. It's a dumbass argument, Pierce. I like you, Pierce, but this shit was stupid as hell. This whole time, Pierce. I mean, I understand Pierce is a good debater, but you can't debate Nick on these things that are true.
I think just based on what I'm seeing here, I think that his effort in this interview is to paint Nick Fuentes out as a bad person.
Everybody's.
And it's like, okay, I see the effort here. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a guy, like trying to call him out on things he said. And it's like, sure, go ahead. But it's like, at least be able to stand on your argument. I feel like at the end, he was kind of pivoting away from what he was asking him.
Yeah. I mean, the proportionality thing, we're going to be honest, guys, that's hard to...
We know.
You can't really argue
Everyone
that.
does know the truth.
I mean, I feel it's interesting, though. When we watch these videos, people act like we're on here to just, like co-sign everything dude said. We're watching a viral video and reacting to it. That's literally what we do on this
I don't think
channel.
that you have to agree with everything Nick says, but there are several points he made that are true, and there's a lot of points that he also makes that I don't agree with. And
I agree.
That's the case with a lot of people. I don't think everybody's going to agree on everything, but at the same time, there are certain stats like the proportionality, that
you cannot argue with proportionality.
And I also do think that that it's worse. I think that what we do and what we say is actually the best thing for the black community. And I think that a lot of things we say and do is because we actually do care about black people, because if there's a problem, but you don't address the problem, and the problem continues to happen, and the problem is people are dying and murdering and going to jail, and you don't address it and it keeps happening and getting worse, do you really care about those people because you're sparing their feelings? Or do you really care about them if you're telling them the truth and saying that, you know, we'll take backlash for it, we'll get called names for it or whatever, but what's worse, people killing people or getting backlash for calling it out?
I don't understand why we get so much flack on here for just watching videos and seeing something negative that happens to people that look like us and calling it out. But they don't ever say this for the people that kill them, for the people that put it in songs and glorify it, for the actual violence that goes on. It's just like when you call out black people commit crimes, and we're black people who take issue with the crimes that are committed among black people by black people, the response is, well, white people commit crimes too. Okay, so sure, they do. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about crimes that are committed against people like me, but also people that look like me. That's a real problem. I'm here to call out behaviors about people from people like me that cause issues, that cause harm. And if I say something negative about that, I'm a bad person. But the people that do the bad things are free him. Oh, that song is hard, bro. Free him. New rap song. It's like, it's ridiculous. I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
We're arguing with idiots.
I was just like,
Their
bro.
entertainment is idiots. Everything, you know, it's just not right, man.
I just don't get it.
I'll be around black people, so I know what entertains black people. I know what they do day to day.
Bro, we are black people. Of course we're around other black people.
I'm just saying.
It's ridiculous.
So
we went to school in Louisiana.
I'm not even going to get that extreme on here, guys. Yeah, we're out of here, guys.